The Trademark Oppositions section is similar in many ways to the Trademark section, so if you haven't seen the tutorial on working with trademarks, it would be a good idea to watch that first. Before you enter opposition records, you'll want to make sure that you've set up the date template for your jurisdiction. So go to the Opposition Preferences page and select your jurisdiction here. On this side of the page, you can enter your master date list, just like we saw before in the tutorial on preferences. And to add a new date to the list, just type the name of the date in the bottom row. If you check this box, you're marking this date as an alert date, which means it will show up on the alert screen. If you want to generate an email alert as a date is coming due, check this box. If you want the email to be generated ahead of the actual due date, then enter a number here. For example, we're telling the system to generate emails 5 days before the status check is due. To create the actual email messages, click this hyperlink and then type in the text for the email. To enter fields from the database, select them from the drop-down list up here. Just like in the trademark section, email alerts are generated for opposition contacts if and only if they occupy a position that is supposed to receive the alerts. So in this example, Robert Fibler and Mary Levesque will receive the email alerts because he's listed here as the responsible attorney and she's listed as the legal assistant. And in our positions list, those positions are marked to receive alerts. To copy dates from the master list to the list of dates for your jurisdiction, select the dates here and then click this button. You can reorder the dates in either list by selecting this option and then using the arrow buttons to move the dates up or down. When you first open the opposition section, if there are any email alerts that are due to be sent that day, you'll end up here. You can send the alerts one at a time by clicking this hyperlink, or you can generate all of them by clicking this hyperlink. To dismiss the email alerts without actually sending them, you can mark them as being sent by checking this box. Or you can mark them all as being sent by clicking this hyperlink. And if you change your mind, just click the hyperlink again. The Alerts view shows you the upcoming due dates that fall into the date range you select up here, just like it does in trademarks. You can print the alerts, you can filter the alerts by a position and contact, and you can add the alerts to your Outlook calendar. If any of this doesn't look familiar, then please review the tutorial called Using the Alerts view. The Oppositions List view shows the opposition records that are already in the system. To create a new opposition record, click this button. Type the case name for the opposition here, and then select your client company from the drop-down list. Select a value here to indicate if your client is the plaintiff or the defendant in the case, and then select the opposition company here. If the opposing company isn't already in the database, then go to the Companies form and enter as much information as you need. If you want to add anyone from the opposing company as a contact on the opposition record, then be sure to add that information as well. And then finish filling in the top of the form. If you've entered the proceeding number and the jurisdiction, then clicking this hyperlink will open the opposition record online if your jurisdiction is configured for online access. This is a fictional opposition, of course, but we've entered an actual proceeding number just to show how this works. To enter the trademark or trademarks for your own client, select this option, click the Client Trademark field, and then select the trademarks from the drop-down list. These fields will be populated from your existing trademark records, so you can skip those and then type a note if you want here. To enter the opposing company's trademarks, select this option and fill in the fields. When you're finished, you can select this option to display both sets of trademarks. These hyperlinks will open the trademark records online if your jurisdiction is configured for online access. Once again, these are fictional trademarks, but we've entered some actual application and registration numbers to demonstrate using the hyperlinks. This hyperlink will open your client's trademark record in the database. And as you can see, if a trademark has been entered into an opposition record, a hyperlink appears up here. If you want to open the opposition record from the trademark record, then just click the hyperlink. In this section, you can view the litigation dates, or the actions you've taken on the opposition, or any documents and folders you've linked to the opposition record. Actions and document links work exactly the same here as they do on trademark records. You can enter the litigation dates in a couple of different ways. To import all the dates from your jurisdiction's template, just click this button. And then to enter the date values, you can type them over here or use the drop-down calendar. You can also type a note for each litigation date here. Or you can enter dates one at a time by selecting them from the drop-down list. You might, for example, want to have more than one status check in the date schedule. As the due dates are completed, you can check them off here. And if email alerts have been generated, the system will automatically check this box, but you could also check it or uncheck it manually. If the litigation is suspended, you can check this box to suspend any litigation dates that would normally be considered alerts. By checking this box, you're telling the system you don't want this date to show up on your alert screen and you don't want it to generate any emails. If the opposition becomes active again, you can uncheck the box and update your litigation calendar. If the opposition is resolved, you can change the status up here. If you check the status list by clicking this hyperlink, you can see that by default, we'll generate alerts for cases that are pending, but not for cases that are resolved. So if this case is resolved, the dates that are down here will no longer generate alerts. Although if you've copied the alert dates to your Outlook calendar, you'll still receive reminders from Outlook. If you look down here, you'll notice that Mary Levesque was automatically added as a contact on the opposition record. That's because in the list of contacts at our own firm, we told the system to add her as a contact on every trademark record, and that includes Trademark Oppositions. To enter other contacts, just select them down here, same as you would on a trademark record. And to send an email to a contact, just click the email hyperlink. To print the full opposition record, click this button. To print the list of actions you've taken on the opposition, click this button. So far, we've demonstrated the long way to enter an opposition record, but there's also a faster way. If you open the Trademarks form and go to the list view, you can create an opposition record from here. Let's suppose that these two trademarks for ABCD have become involved in an opposition. To create a new opposition record that brings in as much information as possible, first select the trademark records here, and then click this button. The system then creates a new opposition record with the client company, the jurisdiction, the client trademarks, and the trademark contacts already entered. And now you can just fill in the rest of the opposition record.